dancing on the... Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Never Open Podcast, the podcast open to everyone, except for whoever bought a Tesla today. Read the fucking room. My name is Luke. I'm your host of the Never Open Podcast, and with me, as always, is Mr. Andy. Say hello, Mr. Andy.
Hello, Mr. Andy. Hello, Luke, and hello to the listeners. We're going to talk about 2 nights of New Japan Cup. We're getting close to the end, nights 5 and 6. I'm excited to talk about them. There's a good shit going on here. And we got Goto match, too.
And Goto was there.
He wasn't just there. He, main evented.
Oh, that wasn't the main event for me. I watched the main event, and I was like, oh, fuck, I can go to bed now. Oh, wait.
No, you can't.
Outcomes.
You can't, and neither can Goto. So that's the rub, I guess.
The only you can't I want to see is when fucking Bolton Oleg is doing his kamikaze on motherfuckers. There you go.
Favorite move now.
Yeah, it is. I don't just beat dead horses. Sometimes I give them mouth to mouth and bring them back to life, and and get behind them.
Well, New Japan is doing that.
Great Khan. Okay, fine. I have no power at all. I don't really. Just ignore me. But there are. But if you don't want to ignore me, there are ways that people can contact and interact with us if they wish to. We're on the Blue Sky, or as Mr. Walker Texas Stewart calls it, the Blue Ski. We are at the we're at the never. Just look at us up. Never Open Pod. There you are on Blue Sky. You'll be able to find us individually from there. And if you want to send us a written or voice email, you can do that too. neveropenpod@gmail.com. Also, if you got any of that Sasha Banks money, kick it our way. We have a Teespring store where you can buy merch that'll make you look never as fuck. And you can see me muddle through this intro as well. How? We're on YouTube. That's right. Never Open Podcast. Give us a like and a subscribe and all that and a share and all that business. Do it. Thank you. Hello.
Please. I am enthusiastically asking you to do these things.
He is. He said, all right, please do that thing that we want you to do. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Luke, this first night is in a very small venue in Osaka. It's the small one. You know how there's like 3 or 4 Osaka venues? This is like the smallest one. It is conference room
fun size
3 or something. It's just pretty fun. I like it.
Yeah, it is. What is this? The Kenoka Park Gymnasium? At least it has a name.
I didn't even know that. So.
But we are in Osaka, and we're going to start off with Hiroshi Tanahashi, Katsuya Murashima, Yoshihashi, and the champion. Yes, that is the champion, Hiroki Goto, and they're wrestling against. Hey, look, it's this team that I fucking think is awesome. It's Toriano, Tomohiro Ishii, Satoshi Kojima, and Yuji Nagata. Holy fuck! That's like some awesome dad/uncle shit right there. Hook me up with that. I want to be on that team. Yeah. Anyway, Yoshihashi is a prick who slaps the back of Ishii's head, and I'm just like, fuck you, dude. Oh, look, my best friend's the champ. I've got all this stroke now. Shut up. Anyway, it's
fucking fisherman. You know what I mean? Just don't like
I know, right? Oh, you give them a length of fishing wire, and they'll turn it into a net, and they'll start dredging the whole fucking ocean.
They'll take the whole roll of it, man. Don't like them.
Oh my god, they're the ones chucking fucking 6-pack ring pulls in the thing.
Chucking,
do you have those?
Chucking
fucking, yep. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Nagata lock on Murashima for the victory because we've got to keep him hot for his title match upcoming, and I hope he wins.
It's weird how Goto either opens the show, ends the show, or isn't on the show. It's like, it's one or the other with this guy. I've had it. No, I don't really care. But, I did like to see the Murashima. He got a shoulder tackle on Bread. That was cool. Bread bumped for him. And then Bread hit a dragon screw on the ace, and that was funny. So, by the way, Tanahashi's goofball. But Shota Umino, ELP, and Jado are in the next match versus Brian Austin Green, Newman, and Great Khan. And there is one guy in the crowd. He only does it for a little while, but he doesn't like United Empire. And he lets him have it. And it's like one dude, and he's way in the back. And it's just like, woo, made me laugh. But this is a professional wrestling match. It's nice to see Newman versus ELP, though. They do a lot of good shit. There's a UFO on Brian Austin Green for the ELP pinfall victory.
Yeah. And Great Khan and Shooter still seem to be pissed off with each other. And I'm like, Great Khan, you just pinned the TV champion like in the first round.
Yeah.
Go get yourself some fucking gold, bro. Yeah, I'm going to bitch about that.
Or just get away from Shota Umino. How about that?
Yeah.
Everybody
don't get
stay away from
on you.
So.
Don't get that Shooter stanks. No. Anyway, our next match is Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Sho, Yujiro, and it says Gabe Kidd here, but that's not going to happen. It's probably Ren Narita. Stupid notes. Because on the other team is Chase Owens, Bad Luck Fale, Sonata, and Gabriel Kidd. So there we go. There's a major Kanemaru gambit, which makes me laugh. It's mostly from Gabriel Kidd, who just runs out and goes, charge!
He's in an all-black tracksuit, too.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Got me looking at that going, man, I need an all-black tracksuit, like, for sure. You know, like...
You do. You got to rock that suit, dude. Also, Sonata, he's chasing Sho like it's a fucking horror movie. You ever see like an episode? I was going to say one of those Friday the 13th movies where some poor woman's just running for her life through a forest, and it cuts to Jason Voorhees who's just casually strolling after it. I'm fucking breaking 100-meter records here. Jason Voorhees, la 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 la. That's Sho running away from Sonata. You just need to see him trip over a fat lot of nothing, and then rather than get up and keep running, turn around and go man, it's fucking hilarious, and that's pretty much what Sonata does the whole match. I don't know why I love this stuff, so I've probably written way too much than I needed to. Kidd, he gets in the ring and wails on Ren Narita, but Evil and Togo are suddenly there. And they grab his legs so he can't like do moves on Ren Narita. And Sakamoto's are like, nah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Ringing the bell. So Bullet Club win by DQ. What did Chase and Fale do? They didn't really get to do much either, except like hold off some of the other members. But Evil and Togo are still around anyway. So it's heating up. We don't properly know where Chase and Fale lie. I mean, they're only down once or twice a year anyway.
They lie down.
They lie down, exactly. Sonata, he's doing Sonata things, and I have to admit, like, I'm finding him hilarious, and I love it. So, yeah. And then they do what they always seem to do, and it always involves some form of Bullet Club, because it just goes right into...
Yeah, or junior tags. They've done it with the junior tags, too, because it's like, all of a sudden, Finley runs out, and he's got to make the save, and that just bleeds into the next match, right? Gabe Kidd, like, says House of Torture, a bunch of pussies, and this is War Dog country, and the crowd's like, yeah, this is! I've been telling people that. And it's really funny. And right in the middle of all this, ELP joins commentary, too. So this is a lot going on here. It's really fun. And it's not a big room. And it's not a lot of people in, so it's kind of like everybody's having a good time. So anyway, the next match is Finley and Gato versus Evil Dick. And Kanemaru's in the match too now? I don't understand what's happening, because that's what it seemed like. Then it's a big tag with everyone? We don't know. Yep. They fight all over the place. Gabe and Ren brawl to the back. Gato calls Togo a cocksucker, which is really funny. Everything is evil on Gato. And that was wild.
Yeah, it's a Magic Killer, I think, with Togo on Gato, but this is funny because Finley's getting cheered as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, if you're in your hometown, you want to wrestle and you're a heel, you want to wrestle House of Torture that night, because then you get some cheers. This is great stuff. So it's like that was like 3 matches for the. Yeah, and there was like how many convincing finishes? 1, 2 kind of DQ stop starts, and now we get like a win here. Oh my god, it's funny. But now we got
things gotta get serious, so we gotta get these goofy refs out of here. You know what I mean? that do the silly shit. We don't need them for this next match.
No. We've got Taka Taichi and Yu Uemura versus Zack Sabre Jr., Ryohei Iwa. For some reason I wrote Yuya twice. What's with these notes? And Hartley Jackson. Zack Sabre Jr. starts the match. He's like, all right, Taichi, let's go. Taichi don't want to. He's on the apron. He's like, no, I don't want to. And ELP says on commentary that he's he's probably depressed because he fumbled the ball on Miho Abe. And I'm like, but Taka's just like, come on, man, and just tags him in. So it's like
right. he's not confident because he didn't win to get to this, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't deserve this. And
some
it's
reason,
just mega babyface shit that makes the crowd goes, yes, you do deserve it, Taichi. In fact, Taichi.
Yeah, right. I don't like losing streaks stories, but I feel like I'm experiencing the one that I actually do like. Not only that, I think if I were to describe Taichi, I would be like, imagine Yoshihashi if he was fucking amazing. Right? Because he was supposed to be this forever underdog, right? But you never really believed, even though he's already got accolades out the ass now. Like, they're all stank ones, but you know what I mean? Whereas Taichi has turned into like what they probably always wanted kind of Yoshi to be or something. Like, he is that underdog. He's also that forever underdog that will, at every point, make you believe that he might win. So he's just... I love Taichi and just wanted to illustrate how much better he is than other wrestlers. In this case, Yoshihashi. Yeah. Oh my god. There's a Let's Go Taichi chant. Of course. Zack Sabre Jr., he smells blood in the water. He's like, you're my buddy, but you're a bit depressed, and I'm going to make you suffer for it. So, he tries to do that, of course. He even does an axe bomber like a total dickbag. I'm like, oh.
They're like trying to do each other's moves and signature moves, but it doesn't work. And then try yours, and it doesn't work. And I loved it. I love that.
Wow, who'd have thought that these two have good chemistry? Like, I know they both have pretty much decent chemistry with everybody, but this is kind of magic. And spoiler alert, I love their match together. Anyway, Jackson and Yuya Uemura, God, that's a fun time. I am really enjoying through these last few tours just seeing Hartley wrestle. All these people I've never seen him wrestle against before, or continue, doing that. And who cares if he's in that kind of Callum Newman, Brian Austin Green spot where I'm just here to pretty much fill in a role and job. Who cares? Like, there's always time to heat you up and make you a threat and all that kind of stuff later. But every group needs that one dude who's there to take a few losses. So, but it doesn't happen this match because there's a grip lariat on Taka Michinoku. Of course, Taka's in the match. Come on. And the grip, Ryo Hayawa gets the win.
I love this tag match. Marty was there. There was, he was there to make sure this all went off without a hitch, because he knows how important it is to us specifically.
That's right. And, we got a line on the chumps.
Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr., they have like a conversation after the match, and ELP says the world needs a confident Taichi, and I agree with him. We'll see if we get it. I do also want to mention that earlier in the match, ELP during just 4 guys, their entrance, ELP and Walker were discussing the appropriate number of guys, and it was kind of funny. So, they just were talking about.
I think it's 5. We need 5 because that's what my T-shirt fucking says.
Yes, they were making the point that every time they get to 5, they make it back to 4 again. So it's like, maybe that's the number. You just stay there. So
I know, or just jump to 6 and see what happens.
Yeah. Oh shit. Wait, is it 6? It's right out.
Look, it just that will give Taka the opportunity to sell just 4 guys shirts, just 5 guys shirts, and just 6 guys shirts, and he will. He will, because he's an old pro, meaning he knows that kind of like he knows that wrestling is not just about like the wrestling; it's also you got to hustle, you got to get your shit out there, you got to sell.
Are you saying that wrestlers are kind of like entrepreneurial, or however that word is said?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So I would call it something else. But
if you're any good, then yeah.
New Japan Cup round 3. It's TJP versus Drilla Maloney. And TJP has this dumb makeup on with this, my mouth is big and it has the teeth. And
why so serious?
I'm sure it's important to him, but he gets a big shine though, and he goes to get the boot scrape, but Maloney just gets up, which is what everybody should do. And he hits a spear in the corner, and he takes over. And there's a near count out. Marty's very concerned for TJP, and he keeps asking him if he's okay. And he calls him TJ. TJ, you okay? Actually, pissed myself. I don't know why.
I bet you
so
TJ
fun.
sits close to the front of the bus and has
might.
a chat with Jumpy. Like he's
He's
a front of the bus kind of person.
Oh man, yeah, he might be. I don't know. I think he considers himself a back of the bus kind of person, you know, like brooding, like back there, just like, don't sit next to me. It's dangerous. You know, like that kind of guy. Okay. No
He's
reaction.
the Twilight of the bus. He's the
Yes,
fucking Robert
exactly.
Pattinson Twilight
That's
of the
what I'm
bus,
saying, you know,
right?
so- Well, Marty's very concerned about it. Maybe Marty's seen him in the back of the bus and thought, I got to get to this kid.
He's got the rearview mirror adjusted just to the right angle just to see TJP.
Looking back at him from behind his bangs.
And he sees TJP just go, with his bangs and flicking.
Right, but don't go back there because he's dangerous, you see. You know. So anyway, he wants to do a bunch of flippy shit, but Dan wants to do heavyweight shit because this, in fact, is a heavyweight tournament. So that's kind of what he's going to force him to do. So they get a big strike battle. And now Marty's really concerned about both guys. His concern level was really high this match. And I don't know why, but it was very amusing. So we get a DDT from TJP, but Maloney's back up for a spear. And that's awesome. There's sneaky roll-ups from TJP. And then Spine on the Pine from Dan, and Marty yells, "You okay, TJ?" Like while it's happening. That's my new favorite thing. Is that when when Marty refs TJP matches, you guys got to pay attention to it. It's a good time. So anyway, we get an octopus, and then but Maloney gets to the ropes. They fight on the apron, and Marty freaks the fuck out. Dan does some really crafty reverse flare bump thing into the ring, and tries a Canadian spear, but gets kicked in the face. Then we get the boot scrape. Then we get the Paraguay Jr., Tree of Woe spot. Tremendous brain buster from Dan, and then a gore for 2. It's almost over. Cool double stomp to Baloney's ass at one point. That was really cool. Kind of right in the ass, you know. And we get a Mama Splash for 2. Pinoy stretch. TJP, he's got it in, and Marty loses his mind. Dan, you got to give up. He's freaking out. And they get all these great reversals at the end. Drilla Killa. Dan Maloney wins. It's pretty cool. He will face the winner of Shingo and Bars. And oh my God, Drilla does mega babyface shit, throwing kids around after the match, and Shota Umino is fucking pissed.
Yeah, that's why Shota Umino has a permanent resting bitch face. It's because of shit like that. Yeah, I thought this match was really good fun. And there's some kind of really cool little sequences they both have, like that one leading with the double stomp on the coccyx. That's funny to say than on the ass. I don't know, they're both funny to say.
Did I say? I said butt, I think.
Yeah, you did.
Like
but yeah, so they weren't just getting their shit in. They were doing their normal shit in. They were both willing to do some nifty little spots that kind of innovative and things. I liked it a lot. And the right guy won, because don't you dare heat a dude up by having him beat my favorite Never Dudes and then have him lose to TJP. Get out of here.
Right? Last year TJP beat Taichi. What the fuck was that all about? So, I don't want him to win in tournament matches. Just get in there and do what you did. And he did a great job. That match was awesome.
All right, so the next match is Bolton Oleg versus Shingo Takagi, and this is never as fuck, and I really, really, really love this match. Oh, maybe I oversold it. It's a great match. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Both men charge at the start. It's a never match. Of course they are. Fucking going for it. And Oleg wins that, though. I know Shingo's a big dude. I've met him. He's a big, solid dude. He's not that tall, but, there's lots of muscle there. And it's very rare, even though he started off as a junior and stuff, it's very rare that I look at Shingo, I'm like, you're a tiny man. And it's not often that maybe it just struck me just how big Oleg is.
Bars is a big dude,
He's
man.
A fucking huge man.
No?
Just seeing him throw bag around like it's a sack of shit too. A bag Bag is Brian Austin Green, by the way. I can just shorten that to Bag.
Yeah. I'll definitely be doing that. But I think that he's big in a way that's different than other guys. Like, Ishii is big, like, in his way, right? And then, like, Jake Lee is big in his way. Well, this guy's big in a different way. That's kind of, I think over time he'll be called deceptively large, when he wrestles big dudes and stuff like that. Because that kind of is a little bit how it is, right? And then when he moves real fast. Like real fast, like Brock Lesnar. Like, because that was the scariest thing about Brock Lesnar is he was enormous and he moved like a panther. It's like, oh my God, this guy's scary as fuck. And bars is
cat-like movement,
But it's the bars. That's the name of the bars, right?
That's right.
That's what that is. It's some like mountain cat. It is.
Yeah. They get outside and Shingo, well, he makes Oleg do lots of mad bumps on the outside too, which is always fun. Oleg does not have any outside of the ring moves. In fact, his only job, apparently, when he gets out of the ring, is to take massive bumps and do it really well.
He's out of his element,
I'm like, all right, fine, man. Like, if that's your Achilles heel, cool. You're bumping like a maniac. I'm in for it. Shingo even tries submissions, and Oleg has to make it to the ropes. I'm like, if you tap out to Shingo, I'm like, that's how many submission victories has he had ever?
STF, he's got that move, but it's been a while.
It's been a while. Oleg takes over with one of his double barrel shotgun drop kicks, and fuck, man, he bumps so good too. He takes a superplex so well. I love a Shingo superplex. And then suddenly I hear 10 minutes pass. I'm like, what do you mean? The match just fucking started. And I felt like that watching a Bolton Oleg match again. All right, I think I like this guy. I'm beating an alive horse now. How do you unbeat? Like, I'm encouraging I don't know. What's the opposite of that?
Spell. Incantation. Something like that.
The pace of this match is great. And yes, it's probably Shingo leading it, but Oleg's hanging and it's great fun. Shingo's doing arm lariats. I know that sounds dumb, but because they're all done with the arm, but he's doing it to Oleg's arm. Why? Because he doesn't want to get kamikazed and shit like that. He's got to take the arm out. And Shingo, he looks like he's going to lose a strength battle, but he uses Oleg's momentum to hit a fucking German suplex. Yeah, we get another double barrel shotgun drop kick by Oleg, but Shingo kind of rolls back up. Hey, I'm a never dude. Remember, huge lariat by Shingo, a rough looking made in Japan. All right,
that was terrifying.
All right, look, hey wrestlers, if you're taking the made in Japan, don't struggle too much. All right, I know you got to struggle because it's a battle, but once he starts getting it on, go with it straight away. Because if you struggle too much, he ain't gonna fold you right. And on the way down, he might kick you in the face, or might not look right, or just
because
take it from me because I've got a fucking degree in wrestling.
I think it's just timed poorly in a way that we don't see very often because most people don't want to die. So
yeah, that's true. And so that's fine. Like it's all right. There's a short kamikaze for 2. If he doesn't do the run up, it doesn't get the full amount. But
he has to get near the ropes to do the run up, Luke.
Yeah,
God damn it, it's a conundrum.
I know, right? Yeah. If he ever does an American show, he's fucked because the New Japan ring in America is like 5 feet across.
He could do, you're right, but he could do it on the floor.
Oh no, he can't. He can't do moves on the floor. The floor isn't. The floor is lava made of kryptonite.
This is his move though for the floor is that you can't on the floor. Imagine that. Oh man,
my god.
You'd have to join House of Torture though.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I think. All right. Because that's his only finisher, Oleg will go to that kamikaze well. Maybe a little too much on a match. So I think he needs his own made in Japan, like the move that could be a finisher but never is, like
he's got
a second finisher.
Bolton bomb or whatever. Yeah. I mean, there's something. But he's also like he wrestles like it's like his character is this and he's this, which is probably why it is the same, but it's like he's eager He wants to put him, he wants to win now. He wants to do this now. And that's like his character too. So that's his wrestling style. So he's always the first one, and like I don't know, starting to see it.
Maybe Kamikaze is the right name for that finisher as well.
Because it's insane.
Yeah. And you can crash and burn quite if you don't get
the whole lifting the guy, like doing the deadlift up. God, that looks so terrifying for your neck, man. Like over the time. Time.
Hey, Oleg, we just mentioned Mr. Brock Lesnar. Chuck in an F5 up in there. I reckon you can do a gnarly looking F5. Just saying, man. He's got that build. He can do it. I know, but as some kind of end kind of move, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I like that. He doesn't need to stop doing the you can't, but I think he might need like a couple more kind of
He does. Anyway, he should. You're right. I agree.
So I like this a lot, and Shingo, maybe because that Last of the that Made in Japan was kind of rough. He doesn't go for a Last of the Dragon. No, he hits this gnarly looking Death Valley driver move that's called the Burning Dragon. And I'm like, fucking what? I like that move a lot because it looks like a super Death Valley driver. It looks like a Death Valley driver with the extra sauce, extra stank on it. So he wins that. Bolton Oleg loses. Shingo goes forward. And Oleg, he made it pretty far in the tournament, so that's pretty cool. And I get more Shingo matches. So yay.
Yeah, he did a good job. I think I really liked that match a lot. Like there was so much about it, all the things you talked about and everything. I thought that the ending when it first happened, I was like, did Shingo just not want to kill this guy and he didn't quite have a hold of him, and that's kind of what the move looked like a little bit, like a shortened version of the Last of the Dragon. I was like, oh fuck, but it turns out no, that's actually his one of his old finishing moves. He's bringing it back because he's going to win the New Japan Cup. So
because he does it. Spoiler alert: he does it the next night. I was like, because you got to put him in the same position for the Last of the Dragon that you do for Made in Japan.
Right.
And he's like, and I'm like, maybe that's a pretty good idea for the really heavy dudes or the dudes that make it hard for your Made in Japan. Maybe you want to do a Burning Dragon instead of the Last of the Dragon. I'm all right with that. It's fine. And it looks awesome.
Looks easier on both guys, honestly.
Yeah.
But all right, so main event time. It is Naito versus Jeff Cobb. And Walker mentions that the WWE signing talk, and ELP scolds him for being on the internet too much, and that was funny. So I like that a lot.
Calls him a fucking mark, doesn't he?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, anyway, they this is fun. They brawl on the outside. Naito brings Cobb back in to the ring, and this is great. So Jeff Cobb starts fucking around with Naito's hat and stuff like that. That was great. If he oh no, here's what happens. So Naito brings him back in the ring and fucks around with Naito. Great-O-Khan's on commentary. That's what it is. Yeah, he's fucking around with the hat. He's throwing it around. He's surfing on Naito, and he's asking Great-O-Khan, hey, you like that? That's what happened. So there's a combination cabron, and Naito comes back with big elbows, and he just keeps doing the big elbows. And I'm kind of, I don't know why, man. I this is a good match, but I'm kind of just I'm not in the Naito matches anymore. I don't think at this moment. So I'm a little bored with this match. So I'm sorry if my coverage is lackluster. But anyway, Naito, this is really cool. They are up on the top rope. Naito tries a Frankensteiner, and they fight up there for a little bit. Naito goes for it, right? Cobb tries a second row power bomb, but Naito then hits the move anyway, and it's this really complicated faceted sequence that's really good. So Cobb hits a tombstone and deadlifts Naito up around for the spin cycle. That was cool, and that was also terrifying because it's like Cobb's doing it all on his own. So that's just the way it looks,
I like generous wrestlers. I think you do too, and I think you and I maybe we had LIJ tinted glasses on or something, but Naito, he doesn't feel very generous lately, does he?
No.
Or on top of his game either.
No, and it's I get it. you know, it's just like in his last championship, like reign was just kind of like, I don't know. It's been a while since I've been into Naito, and maybe that'll change this year. I hope so. But there's a tour, but it's reversed into some sort of Destino kind of for a double down, and they have some terribly botched moves in this match that are just like, why is this happening? So they try this roll-up thing twice, and it doesn't work the first time, and they finally get it. Naito doesn't help at all when Cobb reverses a Destino into Tour of the Islands for a double down. That was cool, but again, Cobb did it all by himself. So a crazy lariat spin cycle for a 1 count. Naito's up, Tour of the Islands. Cobb wins! Oh, thank goodness. You know, at least that's the case.
Make things difficult on Jeff Cobb at your own fucking peril. Oh, you don't want to move for this? Guess what? I don't need you to move for this. I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucking strong as fuck. Jesus. You know, like I was feeling that about Naito in this match. And then when I saw just Jeff Cobb just like throw Naito around like a sack of shit, I marked out. I did. For Jeff Cobb. You know, I thought he was awesome in this. And I love how he does the LIJ ending. You know, naming all the Empire boys and all that kind of stuff. But I do like how he gets the other part, and he's like, I don't speak Spanish, so I'm going to skip that bit.
Well, that was pretty funny too. They have that new member too that he was trying to throw in there as well, right there. But
bag.
But no, there's the you don't know about this guy. It was part of like Fantastica Mania. There's some other CMML wrestler that is part of United Empire. So. And I think he was trying to include him in the thing, but
anyone watching or listening to this, listen to my words and watch me say them. Fantastica Mania is not canon.
Yeah.
And now let's keep going.
So that's kind of accurate. But he also says the internet's wrong about him, and he was going to lose this match and all that stuff and signings. And then Cobb calls Shota, I can't say this. I mean, I guess I can, but a bald bitch.
Yeah.
Which makes me very upset.
It does. But yeah. You know, hey, the rumors are out about me leaving. Oh, I'm totally not leaving. And I'm like, you're leaving, are you? Yeah. It just made me go, yeah, he's leaving.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That was a fun night. You know, I don't think it's as fun as this next night, though, Luke. This night 6 is pretty
Where are we?
Pretty fun.
Do you know?
Man.
Do you know where we are?
We're at Dolphins Arena. It's like this is the place where championships are won every season in whatever the Japanese whatever league they're in, because they're going to dominate all of them. So you know, we're happy to be here.
It's the A League.
I was happy to see, that's true. Good call. I was happy to see them. This was awesome. You know, the building's amazing. The crowd was fucking packed in there, and they were loud as fuck, and it made me happy. So Luke, I'll start off this night. You know, we got Walker Texas Stewart on the call too. He was joined by ELP the night before. I think it's ELP again this night. I think, is that right?
No, it's Chris.
Chris. Oh, Chris is on this night. That's right. My bad.
Yeah.
But
anyway. ELP.
So he doesn't know. He won't come back. We don't know. Maybe he will. You know. But the first match is Hartley and Ryo Aiwa versus Ishii and Yoshihashi. And the Dolphins faithful are on fucking fire. They're here to see wrestling, and they don't give a fuck what it is. They are on fire for everything. It's great. So this match becomes like, it goes from being like just a normal tag match to something that's really exciting for some reason. So like Hartley hits a DVD and pretty much pins Ishii at one point for 3. But because you know why? Because Yoshihashi's late to break the pin up, but Sakamoto doesn't want heat, so he just says it's 2. And then Yoshihashi's late again to break up a pile driver from Hartley too, and he has to just stand there looking at him. That's so funny. The crowd loved it. Huge pop for the brain
at some
buster.
point, if I was Hartley, at some point I would have done a move to Ishii and I would have whispered, "Yoshi's not here, kick out."
That was pretty funny. Well, anyway, there was a huge pop for the brain buster. Ishii pins Hartley Jackson, but that match was awesome, and this crowd is just like, yes. They're here for it.
I like the team of Hartley Jackson and Ryo Aiwa, and I like Ishii wrestling both those dudes. Yoshi was there.
He is, in fact, a professional wrestler.
He's a wrestler. All right. So next week. Next we have Great Khan, TJP, Callum Newman, and Bag versus Bolton Oleg, Toriano. Sorry, Bag makes me laugh.
It's fine.
Hiroshi Tanahashi and El Fantasmo. That's actually not a bad looking team on both sides, I guess.
I know, right?
Yeah. This is like, all right, I'm enjoying this match. I'm liking what's being put down. And then something really weird happens. And I'm just like, wait, what? I mean, I know you got to do things with all of your wrestlers and things, but I'm like, what are we doing here? Because I've got nothing against TJP pinning El Fantasmo. Nothing. Fine. You can't have TJP lose every match. He's a pretty good in-ring competitor. All right, put him in a title match. Okay, I'm not against that. But we've already had El Fantasmo get pinned by Great Khan. And no offense, TJP, I want that match more. Because, like, I'm more invested, 100 times more invested into Great Khan. So that's a bit weird. And then, like, they both make out like they both want to challenge El Fantasmo.
Yeah.
And then El Fantasmo's like, well, I've got an open challenge. I'm like, bitch, it ain't open anymore. They've both pinned you. It's a challenge now. Not open. Yeah. It's a challenge. It's a straight up fucking challenge. It's like, you ain't got a choice. They pinned your ass. And they're forming a line behind each other to fuck you up. So it's not open anymore.
I like it. I like it. I think it'll be fun, because if it's a three-way, that'll be great, So that's three guys that could really kill it,
Yeah.
And so, and the tension, like you said.
Yeah. All right. I'll shut up then.
Might be. Yeah, I really like. There's a part in this match when Bolton Oleg just snatches his bag right out of the air and does the shimmy shake on him. It was hilarious.
Dude. And all right, and Bag's just like, wow, it was the most beautiful thing in the world.
That was great. That was fun. Next, Luke, we have a House of Torture match. It's Ren Show and Kanemaru versus Gabe Kidd, Sonata, and Chase Owens. And Gabe and Ren get into it in the aisle. They fight in the crowd. They get in the ring. The match finally starts. House of Torture beat up Gabe, and the crowd is real mad at him. I'm kind of mad at him, too. And they fight, double count out, and it says draw on the screen, which is different, but that's what they always do.
They notice the music? We got double count out music, baby.
That's right.
It's been a while since we could make that point of like weird music that they'll have for like either a title or a finish or something like that. Because no one won. Whose music do we play? Huh. We've got music for that.
Worry, we got that. We got it queued up. It's like they have a bunch of that stuff every show, but the problem is that we don't hear. They cut a lot of that out. Like the title songs. For some reason, we don't hear them very often. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like I feel like they cut them out. I don't like it.
No, me neither. But yeah, so they're gonna milk out this Sonata story and the Gabe Kidd House of Torture stuff for as long as they can, probably all the way to fucking Dontaku. But you know what? I'm all right with it. Finally, a House of Torture feud that goes on forever, and I actually don't mind.
Yeah. Plus, Don Taco's a great guy. So
that's it. Yeah, fuck that Sakura guy. He's trying to sell me flowers at every second. I'm like, I don't want any more flowers.
I like the flowers. It's almost time around here, man. We got about 3 weeks, maybe, and we got some.
You can see how it's going in Australia right about now. The hoodies have come out, so it's getting colder.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, that's all right. But next we have Bushi, Tetsuya Naito, and Yota Tsuji versus Yujiro Takahashi and the Evil Dicks. So this is, I don't know why it says there's a Gene Blast on Bushi, because there's no way that would happen. It's on Dick Togo for sure. This is fun stuff. Evil tries to get he keeps trying to do this. I'm surprised they're going in this direction, but also not surprised, because I feel like David Finlay is in two stories at once. Because, New Japan Cup / the Bullet Club story. And then there's the other story with Evil, which is hey, I pinned Yota Tsuji. I want his gold. And then also, by the way, I also want to be the full-blown leader of the Bullet Clubs. Oh, and fuck Tanahashi as well. So, man, the leaders of Bullet Club are fucking busy right now, aren't they?
Multifaceted, and like
everyone wants a piece of Evil and Finley. Like, it's kind of cool. But
maybe this tournament will merge those stories at one point. We'll see.
Hey, we'll definitely get there. It might not come to a head in the tournament, but definitely as other shows progress, we're going to get more of this stuff.
Taco.
Yeah, that's right. And Sakura Genesis in that first? I don't. Yeah,
we already did that one. No, yeah, you're right. We got Sakura Genesis. That is one of the other ones. Yeah. Yes, I'm not the expert on the order of the New Japan pay-per-views. I get them mixed up all the time. So
if you were to tell me Power Struggle was next week, I'd be like, oh yeah,
yeah. Definitely Power Struggle.
Look, I just know that like in a couple months' time, it's Best of Super Juniors, sweet, and then around July, August is that's around my birthday, G1, and that means the G1. So Jan 4 Wrestle Kingdom. Like, what do you want from me? I only do a podcast about every New Japan show, almost. But yeah. Anyway, you get to talk about this wonderful piece of wrestling that's up next.
Well, we didn't even talk about the last match a little bit. I thought it was kind of funny that there was the dick-to-dick contact on Tsuji, and Walker wasn't feeling it. He wasn't doing the thing. He's like, nah, you know what? Not tonight. That was pretty great.
He's like, I don't want to encourage House of Torture anymore.
Right.
Fuck these guys. Yeah.
It was pretty funny, man. I like that.
Like anyway. In K-Vabe, he's sick of their shit,
I mean... probably in real life too, but that's all I had to say. But anyway,
how am I not sick of it though? Are you sick of it?
Not in this context. No. Sometimes, sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. If they're having a forever feud with, Chaos / Hontai
nerds,
with nerds,
yeah. So, the New Japan Cup quarterfinal matches are next, Luke, and this one is Dan Maloney versus Shingo Takagi, and the camera is on Tanahashi when the match just suddenly starts because they decide they're going to have a hot start and they're not ready for it. And Tanahashi's face is like, oh, fuck. That's really funny. So, anyway. Did I skip a match? No, we didn't skip a match.
No, man.
Right. You're looking at me like that. All right. So, this is great.
I'm just shaking my head at it's really good podcasting because you can see me shake my head at them fucking up going like, I want to use the camera on Tanahashi. It's like when you've got like someone's taking like, oh yeah, I'll do the wedding day fucking videoing, no problem.
Yeah.
And instead of taking the video of the actual wedding, it's zoomed in on the bridesmaid's tits or something like that rather than the actual wedding. So
it's a little different, Tanahashi's face, woman's ass. Maybe different things, but maybe the same. I'm not sure.
Your mileage may vary.
Yeah, this was the very macho pro wrestling match. They're doing all their never shit and flexing right in each other's faces. And Shingo tried to driller killer on Maloney at one point. And then Maloney's like, that's cool. And tries Made in Japan. Both get countered, of course. Shingo is really great at counters and that like 3-step thing, and he does a lot of that in this match. It's awesome. So there's a great back and forth. Shingo can't get over on Maloney though as much as he wants, and it's frustrating him. So he baits Maloney to the floor and DVDs him on the same court that the Dolphins dominate.
That's right.
Just want to let
this is where they win all of the championships.
Yeah. There's a Last the Dragon from Maloney. That's fun. And there's like big strike exchanges here. Fast reversals going on here at the end. Shingo with a burning dragon. He should win that match. And now Maloney has to get revenge to prove himself again, And I thought that was really good. I don't know if I liked the other one better. Not sure.
Yeah, maybe
both of them, but
I think the other match had more time. Whereas like, there's a few matches on this card, but I still like this match. And remember how we were talking about Callum's got this built-in story with Naito, so it's a big deal for him that he's going to fucking show up and just go all out. Because I'm in a fucking in my head, and he said I got this story with Knight, the top guy.
Mhm.
I'm going to make myself look as amazing as possible. Oh, Naito's not into it. Well, Driller, I think, has that same mindset. I'm having matches with some of New Japan's fucking top guys. I got to show up, and like he's been great for a while, but you know what I mean. Like I got to step this up and put on some really fucking awesome matches. And guess what? Shingo's like, yep, I'll sell for you. I'll put you over, and yeah, this is cool for me too.
Yeah,
And that's why I
put him over in the loss, but yeah, he put him.
Yeah,
you know, they put each
like
other.
Driller
over.
looks fucking amazing in this match, and he loses. Like, come on, Naito. I know you're capable of it. I want to see it again. So, sorry. I just like that's because they're both in Lij, and just like that difference, like I'm sure this for Shingo is just another night of wrestling, but for Driller maybe it was a bigger deal, even though it's his second match with Shingo.
But I mean, it's never been the fact that every Naito match is awesome. It's always been the fact that every Shingo match is awesome. That's like just a matter of pride for him. He's not going to go out there and put a stinker up no matter what. So it's not Naito is a different wrestler. He feels differently, clearly.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if you want to switch up the order of this because I want you to talk about the main event. So do you want to take Shooter Cobb?
Sure. Jeff Cobb versus Shota Umino, and Cobb has a belt now.
It's a Filipino title or something like that. Was that what it is?
Did he win it like since the day before or what? Because I didn't see it.
Got it or something.
It's like it came in the mail or something. But awesome, good for him. That's fun. I'm glad that New Japan lets them do that sometimes because that is pretty cool. You know, especially if like you're a fan of that little promotion, or maybe it's a big promotion or whatever, and you get to see that represented on TV. That's pretty cool. So
yeah, it's a big stage.
But Shota hits the ropes fast, trying to take Cobb down, but it doesn't work. It doesn't look very cool, though, I gotta say. So he gets a drop kick, tries to suplex Cobb, but it doesn't work. And he gets chucked around the ring instead. And Shota gets some holds on, tries big moves all the time, right? He's not getting them necessarily. Cobb hits a senton, and it is wild. It's like it didn't look like it hurt necessarily. It's just like he landed on his like he landed like this instead of like that, right? And it just looked weird. It's cool.
If I'm Shooter though, I'm going to be kind of relieved that he decided to land like that and not a bit more flat or pancakey.
He protected Shooter, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he hits a super dope drop kick and a one arm F5 for 2. That was cool.
Yeah.
And then finally Shota hits an exploder on Cobb. He's finally picking him up. Huge lariat for 2. Flosion side thingy, whatever it is. He gets the win. I thought that match was absolutely awesome. It was short. It was like kind of all compact, you know. And I believe that Shota Umino won because he's just like, this kind of worked. For me, it's like his kind of character now is that he's just like gets angry and he's gonna fucking just hit you so hard you're not gonna get back up, like kind of thing, you know.
Look, I don't like that he won, but he did. It did look like he earned it. Like it wasn't a walk in the park or easy or anything like that. He had to fucking work for that win on Jeff Cobb, and that is cool. Chris tries to convince me that towards the end of this match, the crowd goes from not being into Shooter to being more into Shooter in it by the end, and I'm just like, I don't hear that at all. Shut up.
I don't think that happened. Maybe it happened for me, maybe a little, but maybe the crowd too.
Maybe you got half a chub, but the crowd and me certainly did not. But
yeah, I didn't have a chub of any kind, but you know, but that was I really like that. We're at Dolphins Arena, the crowd was on fire for that shit, you know. So
I would say that I would say all 4 of these matches are pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't say I didn't like the Shooter Cobb finish. That match was still fucking gnarly. Some never
we
big
didn't even talk
shit.
about like how the whole thing, like for some reason, this show has 5 singles matches on it too. So
yeah,
it's a lot of singles matches. And this night, and that maybe that's why they were so fired up when Yoshihashi came out. They were like, "Oh my god, let's get this over with." You know, we got a bunch of singles matches.
Well, I really like this match too, but like it just made more sense for you to cover the fucking main event.
Okay, fair enough.
That's just I just want to hear you talk about it, to be honest.
Appreciate
It's for me. I want to listen to you talking about it.
Oh.
All right, so Yuya Uemura versus David Finlay it's a semi-main event, of course, just like the last match. Raf Marty Asami, the chumpster,
Yeah.
is here.
He enters the arena.
Oh my god. Yeah. Like, if they ever make a proper New Japan Pro Wrestling video game, I want a mod. If it doesn't let me, I want a mod that allows me to choose like the ref, and it's always just going to be permanent Marty Asami.
But you don't want to be Marty?
Actually,
I
yeah.
mean, what,
oh my god, I would love that in a wrestling game. Like, two of my buddies are playing as the wrestlers, and I get to do the referee. There's probably a mode like that, but yeah.
That's funny that you don't even think that what I mean, because what I actually meant was he's a wrestler and you get to wrestle as him, and you didn't even think of that. You're like, oh, be Marty? Like ref matches?
Hell yeah. Hey,
that's really funny.
And get little cut scenes where you get like Marty talking to wrestlers on the bus and think, oh my god.
In his personal life.
Yeah.
that's pretty funny. Yeah.
Oh my god. So
I was happy to see him too.
Yeah. But while Finlay, he has his issues dealing with House of Torture and Evil, he hasn't forgotten though that he was screwed out of the New Japan Cup last year. And the commentators haven't either, so they're incorporating all of that in the story. No, that's fair, because he was like, maybe he had a concussion scare or something, and fair enough, take him off for a couple of weeks. I was fine. All right, we'll put him back on. So they did, but guess what? The tournament's over, and you can't really do, ouch. I was happy that Yota Tsuji won the tournament, by the way. I'm absolutely okay with that. But
weren't we speculating last year that maybe
it was supposed to be Finlay?
Yeah, it seemed like it,
Yeah. But what I like is Yuya's like, all right, I've got something going with this deadbolt, but he's got Yuya scouted with that, and every time he goes for that deadbolt, he's getting fucking gnarly strikes out of it. If you would have told me a few years ago that David Finlay would not only be leader of the Bullet Club, but not suddenly, but he'd change his style up enough that, all right, you look at him and you're like, yeah, he looks like a strong dude, but then you watch him wrestle and you're like, oh, he's a strong dude. He's a really strong man. And no one really talks about it. Well, I guess we haven't talked about it much, but I think he's turned himself into quite a never as fuck wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
Whose matches I really look forward to watching, because there's going to be some gnarly shit, like fucking gnarly looking power bombs and suplexes and just strikes, and I'm just going to beat the shit out of you kind of moves. Like, he's the killer. He might not have gone full face like Driller or Gabe Kidd, but he's got that same like in-ring mindset of, I'm just going to fuck you up, but with the added thing of, yeah, I'll let Gato pass me the shillelagh and help me out on occasion too, because
his like power comes from a place of anger. You know what I mean? It doesn't come from something good. So it's like, yeah, he's gonna cheat. You fucking kidding me?
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I like his character now.
I think what David Finlay does in this match is he makes Yuya Uemura, and Yuya's great too, but he helps make Yuya Uemura look like $1 billion. Which is exactly what you want your wrestlers to do with the new kind of crop of young boys popping up. He makes you look amazing, and the crowd wants you to win so fucking bad. I kind of do too. Like, it makes more sense for me that, like, all right, Finlay got kind of screwed last year. Let's do that this year. And I'm watching this going like 1, 2, oh fuck. So this was fucking incredible. I really liked that, and I think. Maybe because Yuya isn't maybe in a higher spot as some of the other guys who have come back yet, and also he got injured for a few months, but he's freaking awesome, and I can't wait to see what they decide to do with him next, because he's great, and I love watching pretty much all these matches. He's got this kind of old school style, like he does all the old school moves, but he's got a modern kind of flourish with all of them, and it just really works well. It's the style that Ren Narita Rishi could have pulled off, right? Aww. Because that's the one. I'm not using that. Like, I love what he's. I kind of love what he's throwing down.
I always
House
thought
of Torture.
that Yu's gimmick is the gimmick that one guy had, Carl Fredericks. I always thought that was kind of like his gimmick when he first came in. It's like they stole that from Carl Fredericks kind of thing, or they put it on him and they were going to put it on Carl Fredericks.
Where is he?
He's in NXT called like Joe Schmo. I don't know. He's got some generic name. I'm sure he's doing great. I hope he's great. But that, I don't know. That was just like kind of the rip on him at first. But like, I think Yuya has probably been the most consistently good wrestler of the group, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Tsuji's matches are always awesome. So it's kind of hard to argue with him too, you know, being the most consistent. But I don't really, we don't have to compare them necessarily.
And
I'm just saying.
I think, and like that, there's a ready-made feud that's still building to this day of Yuya and Yota Tsuji, which is absolute, and they're magic together already, and they're both they're not old, so yeah. But there is an overkill, and David Finlay does pin Yuya Uemura, and it doesn't
hit him with 2 overkills.
Yeah, that's right. It's such a good album that he hit him over the head with it twice.
Right. One good turn deserves another, right?
Yeah. It's a great match. It makes me like Yuya even more, and it kind of continues to solidify David Finlay as this like badass for me. That I don't know. I are people still calling him Jay Light because they can fuck off?
I don't think so. I mean, does Jay White wrestle in the wrestling still?
He's a face, and you know what? I find Jay White as a face boring.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Sonata comes out to be weird.
Yay.
He has his sunglasses on, and he like Taka stands there and just lets him like get Yuya and hit a dead drop on him. Why did Taka just let him do that? What the fuck? He didn't. He just kind of said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he didn't stand in his way or anything. And Sonata's like, "Oh, I'm just walking over here." No, I'm not. I'm picking your friend up. Dead drop. What the fuck? That was upsetting and confusing. And that's kind of what Sonata's character is now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the main event, Luke, it's our main event. It's Marty's going to stick around, ref this one, you know, make sure that everything goes, you know, the way it should. So he believes deep in his referee heart that he must ref this match. So
yeah,
he's here. But it's Zack Sabre Jr. versus Taichi. Not the first time ever, but the first time since Noah or some shit. So long time ago, they wrestled once. Man, this is like big time shit here. It's just like emotional payoff after years of watching wrestling, and I love it. And there is a massive "Let's Go Taichi" chant just to get him off the apron at the beginning of this match. It's hilarious, man. And Zack encourages the crowd, and Taichi is crying. Match hasn't even started, and Taichi's crying. Oh my god!
They haven't even started yet, and I'm like, "This is awesome."
Yeah, it was good. So they start with a big strike battle, and reversals are exchanged. And Taichi hits the first big move with a big dangerous suplex, and then they go to the outside. And Taichi gets a chair, and Marty's like, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "Oh, sorry." Like hands the chair to Marty, and you know, he like flashed back to Suzuki-gun for a second. Yeah. That's kind of what it was, right? So they trade kicks to the back, you know, the macho kicks, you know, to the back, and Taichi sells like his head has been removed after he gets a neck crank. It's awesome. So that was great. And they build and they build and they build in this match. That's kind of what it is. And so it's a lot of building. And man, they build a big old building and then they knock it down. It's great. There's a huge kick battle, a stretch plum. And Zack Sabre Jr. asked the crowd to get behind him, but they won't because they're behind Taichi. And Zack is fucking fading. And he's like, "Oh no, I'm not. I'm in this alone," you know, kind of thing. Yeah. It's pretty great. So, you know, he finally makes it to the ropes. They get a bunch of big reversals and a Zack driver, but it's just a double down because he just got choked the fuck out. So he can't get over there, man. There's a big "Let's Go Taichi" chant during the double down, even though he's the one who just got hit with a move. Oh, man. And these guys does a really great job of just getting every cheer out of the crowd, just yanking every single one of them.
Expert milking happening right now, man.
Awesome, man.
It's beautiful.
And
yeah,
I love it. So Taichi gets some kind of All Japan Flosion move for 2, axe bomber fight where they're just trying to hit axe bombers and hitting axe bombers on each other. Then there's a dangerous suplex for 2, a Gotch style pile driver from Zack Sabre Jr. and they're both dead. And the crowd is like, what? That was great. Then there's like a super Zack driver, and there's like a spinning version, and Taichi kicks out of that, and I'm thinking maybe he could win, like they're starting to
right?
get, they got me like maybe he can win. Zack gets a bunch of crazy leg holds, and Taichi gets to the ropes to the relief of the crowd. The Dolphins faithful know who to cheer for most of the time, not always, but most of the time. This match is also very long, which is great. I love it. It's long. It could be longer. I wish it was an hour long. On Death Island, I'd watch it still. So, but,
yes,
this is great. So Taichi picks, after a big fire up, he picks up Zack Sabre Jr. for Black Mephisto, and Zack grabs his arm and puts some arm hold on him, right? But then Taichi blocks the arm hold and hits it anyway. But he's too fucked to get over to the pin because he just got choked out or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, man, come on. That was great. Then they're face to face. It's Booyah time. But Zack's arm is fucked up and he has to use kicks. Bad idea. So Taichi kicks him in the fucking head and Zack acts like he is out cold. It's great. Taichi hits another one at the call of 25 minutes. That gets a pop from the crowd, by the way, 25 minutes in. And they announce that, and the crowd's like, yeah, that's right. It's great. Oh, man. Gato clutch from Zack Sabre Jr., but no, it's no Connor roll, and he gets the win. He fooled Taichi with his own move, and then snuck it around and got his own move on. And that match was fantastic. They hug each other and love on each other after the match, and I'm just so happy. That was cool.
Dude. You know what's funny? I thought we were done, and then I just looked and we got another match.
Yeah.
Because this is a main event to me. They even go for a main event amount of time almost, almost half an hour. I'll hook this shit up to my veins because, I feel like when this match started, I'm like, yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. is probably going to win this. But by God, see, it's a Taichi factor. He will make you believe that he can win.
He got me.
Even the most jaded wrestling fan would be like, I think Taichi could actually do this. Oh my God.
Heartbroken again.
I think I would have been pissed off if Taichi had tapped out. It's come on, man, don't do your butt bro dirty like that by making him tap. All right. But the finish is so clever. You know the Gato clutch, don't you? But have you ever had a Gato clutch put on you? Then a Connor roll straight away? No, you haven't. 1, 2, 3. Boom. That's right. I fucking love that. That's a really clever finish from a wrestler who's really good at finding clever ways to end matches, Mr. Zack Sabre Jr.
That's
so
true.
I loved this. This is everything I wanted it to be. We'd been speculating on will we, because they're in different factions, will we get a Taichi Zack Sabre Jr. match? And yes.
I always thought we'd get it in a tournament or something,
Yeah,
we
made us fucking wait for it, though, didn't they?
Who knows? They might be in the same block in G1. They might try to get as much out of this as they can because who knows how long both these guys will be in the company. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen. So let's do it now.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. I guess it's main event time. And it is a match I found extraordinarily hard to get into. And I don't wish any offense to Yuji Nagata at all. It is Yuji Nagata challenging for the IWGP Heavyweight title in 2025 against Hiroki Goto, who's the champion in 2025. Ends one of my favorite title runs of the last few years with Zack Sabre Jr. as well. Fucking.
Did you see Yuji Nagata brought out his son just to show Goto, hey, I got kid too. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
So funny. I was like,
by the way, my kid already knows what it's like for me to be champion multiple times in different companies. So suck on that, bitch.
Who's old now?
How old's his son? Because is his son like, I don't know, just say he's 26. Is he the oldest 26-year-old or is he the youngest 26-year-old?
He's something. He's something. I don't know. He looked very like he looked like a kid. I'm not saying he looked like he was bulked up to wrestle. That's what he looked like. He's like, gonna be a wrestler probably. He probably hangs out with fucking bars all the time, man.
Yeah. I think I'm coming around. I'd like to hang out with bars a little bit too.
Oh boy. What did you think of the
bag around this match?
What did you think of the "Hey, I'm old now" video package?
Oh my god!
It's like, did you know Yuji Nagata's old? Let him tell you about it. Yeah, turns out I'm old. It's ridiculous,
dude.
Made me laugh.
I feel like this is a match that wouldn't have happened pre-Tanahashi president. Because it never did really.
Yeah, maybe not.
Like I'm not saying dads didn't have singles matches. They certainly did, but they were very rarely in the main event for the main title. And I don't know, man. As I said last episode, even though that ship has probably sailed now because he's not 50 anymore. He's Nagata age. The only dad I would have done this with and have him win is Suzuki, and he's no longer with the company. So
I think you'd feel different. We'd all feel different if they had spent some time with this. If it wasn't just like Goto, like, "Hey, you're old, come here." If it wasn't that, then I think it'd be a little more.
They need to rack up some easy defenses because I'm going to lose the belt hopefully soon. I mean, he's probably not saying hopefully soon. I'm saying hopefully soon. You're
maybe he's tired already. He might be tired already. If so, I'd be happy. It's fine.
I don't hate this match. It's not bad, but look, I look at Taichi Zack Sabre Jr. in 2025. I look at it and I'm like, all right, I'm fairly certain it's Zack Sabre Jr., but by God, they go out of their way to make me believe. And I want to believe. I'm Fox Mulder and shit, right? But I'm not mad when Zack wins. He's one of my favorites in the world. So, I'm happy either way. Nagata versus Goto, I at no point believe Yuji Nagata has a flying fucking chance in hell of ever winning the title ever in 2025 at his age. No offense. And guess what? I was right. And they never make me really believe it. In fact, maybe I'm ageist or something, but some of the gnarly looking bumps and moves that Yuji takes, I'm like, Goto, dude, chill the fuck out. I mean, it's a title match and you go all out and Yuji's given as good as he gets. Awesome. Because he's got extra stank on all his offense as well. And it's fucking awesome. But then it's Goto's turn to fuck Yuji, get Nagata up. And I'm just like, this is I'm a little uncomfortable, I guess. This is my ageism, I guess, coming out of it. But
no one wants to see an old man get beat up, and
and
Yuji Nagata's the oldest of men. He's not even that old, but he's the oldest, and that's his gimmick is being old. So but this match is a good showcase for him. He gets to do all his old shit. The crowd gets to relive those moments with him. And that's what it's all about. So that's,
this is definitely a match for people who have loved Yuji Nagata since the start of his career or, all that. And whilst I do love me some Yuji Nagata, I have definitely seen more of his stuff in the twilight of his career than I have in his heyday. And that's just, it is what it is,
I mean, 10 years ago, he was still fucking awesome, man. And he's still great now, but he's great in a different way. And he just doesn't have there's no oomph behind his kicks in comparison to when he was younger. When he was younger, he'd have a match with Shibata and you'd be like, oh my God. You guys, can't believe it.
You call it I know it's called the Muda scale, but you could make an argument that you could call it the Nagata scale in some ways, right?
He's good
at motherfucker has bled. So yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to say the same for Kojima, but I'm more of a fan of Kojima, so I have gone back and watched some of his older matches. That motherfucker was awesome. Yeah, and he's still great, but he's also 50 in his upper mid 50s as well. So but yeah, and by the way, I hope he kicks the fucking shit out of Tanahashi in their singles match. I'm sorry, but like I know you're retiring soon.
he's
You're
gone.
gonna have your last victory lap, but I hope Kojima kicks your ass in that singles match. That's coming up.
He keeps like back-adding of death thing to young lions and stuff. So I mean, that usually means he's ready for fighting. Remember when he used to like kill young lions for months at a time? You know, so I mean, that's when he was trying to kill Will Ospreay. So.
Honma and everyone else is there going like, "Can I get one of these wins?"
No.
And Kojima, who looks like a really nice man, he's like, "No, fuck you. Hey, you can't be that. You can't be as decorated as Kojima is." And be a 100% perfectly nice man. No, you're gonna have to have some kind of backbone as like arsehole tendencies. I'm sorry, you got a little bit.
You eat that. I mean, he's probably backed up all the time too, so I'm sure he gets irritable. Just eat all that bread. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So.
Oh my god! But yes, there's the Goto revolution. It's still revolutioning, and I wish the revolution was over. And we'd go back to what we had before Goto was the champion. Goto wins. He is king of the nerds. And he beats up on people who are retiring and dads to make himself look good as champion. And I think it does the opposite. Like, all right, did Tana and Nagata show up and have good matches with him? Yeah. Now let's see what you do with a proper contender. Let's see what happens then. Hey? I bet you're going to fucking lose.
We're going to find out. You know, with the New Japan Cup is actually, in fact, that whole tournament is to find out who the next person is. So that's what we're going to find out later this week. But next, Luke, we'll have to do nights 7 and 8 of the New Japan Cup. So we'll be back for those soon. And I don't know. I'm excited. I like the tournament so far. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I like it too. It's been a good fun time, and it didn't feel like the last couple of years had. I mean, there's always stories around the tournament, but I guess like. There seems to be quite a lot of story stuff going on right now. It's like I don't know
for Finland.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. We got to distract Luke and Mr. Andy from the fact that Goto's the fucking champion. Yeah. How do we do that? Let's kitchen sink this shit. All right, cool. Let's fill it with enough other stuff that we know they will like, because they do care what we
it's a fact.
They couldn't give a flying shit. And no. But you know, I mean, I'm enjoying myself. I'm watching most of these live. So you know, that's got to be something, I guess. That like I actually, you know, but like I say that because I'm quite happy a lot of the time to watch it next day, especially if you're like, hey, you want to watch this together? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, because to me it's better than live because I get to watch it with someone. But you know, been quite happy to get these shows done. So no, it's been a good time.
Good. Well, you know, we'll see what happens in the rest of the tournament, I guess.
That's right. Also, having a title match during a tournament, a title match that like a tournament that is supposed to decide the next contender for you. I'm like, it's a weird time to have a title match, right?
Yeah,
he's
trying
heavyweight title tournament.
He was trying to help Tanahashi fill up Dolphin Stadium. You know, or Dolphins Arena. It was gonna be full anyway, but I mean, they really were nervous about it, so they felt like they had to bust out Eugene.
They were nervous about Taichi versus Zack Sabre Jr. Get out of here, Tanahashi, man. Like, relax.
Yeah.
Ugh. He's going to be too relaxed, maybe in the future.
Oh,
during House of Torture matches.
I don't know what
but I definitely haven't watched those shows yet and don't know anything about them.
Let's wrap it up.
All right, let's go. In Brad beating Murashima, we trust.